not good to make random allegations, and have faith that if there is any misdeed, if there are any individual lapses, then you have a very strict kind of system that is looking into it.
You have a regulator who's, sorry to interrupt,
Sure.
whose technological capabilities, whose surveillance capabilities, whose understanding of data, if I can say it, has improved meaningfully and continues to improve. So, and whenever this industry has had an issue, I mean, in 2018, if we had a crisis around fixed income, so many more regulations came to protect the investor around fixed income. So please use all the disclosures that funds give you that are meant to protect you. Know that action will be taken if it needs to be taken. And I repeat, don't paint the industry with a black mark.
Oh, and absolutely, you shouldn't paint the entire industry with a black mark. Now, let's come to the investment cycle, and what is exciting there. We are setting up for a big event. One of many, I would suppose, through the year, but the budget and the first full budget after a general election is truly a big event. We've just passed through one in terms of the general election and election day results, etc., and all the upheaval there. What would be your outlook ahead of the budget, where you have continuity in governance and expectation that there will be more of the same in terms of policy outlook?
I think continuity is the key word. I mean, regardless of this budget, in every budget, I look for continuity because I think this regime has done a good job in the last 10 years of continuity. I think you've laid out a vision for India, Bharat in Amritkal, a focus on more capital expenditure, more long-term investment, kick-starting private investment in the economy. And I think at a time when GDP growth is in this shape, I would expect the budget to be execution towards this outcome, continued execution towards this outcome, which is what I think past budgets have been. I think budgets are always a balancing act between making different constituents happy. And the constituencies are middle class, the constituencies are bond market, the constituencies are equity markets. But I think that the core message is execution towards a long-term vision that was laid out a couple of years ago towards Amritkal, towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. I think a certain set of reforms, for instance, PLI, boosting manufacturing, these are priorities that have been talked about time and again. So more work towards those priorities. And, to a certain extent, if new priorities have been picked up in the next 5 years of NDA government that were perhaps not such a big part of the last 10 years, for instance, employment and skilling of youth could be a particular one, then those. But I think continuity is the key. From a capital markets point of view, the best thing you can ask for is continuity in tax regime. There was a change in fixed income taxation last year. As a mutual fund industry participant, I always wish that is looked through again because it's really hurt the debt mutual fund industry. But on equity capital gains, I just hope for continuity and no change.